right, you guys? Podcast time.
Chew. It's quieter.
Fucking podcasting right now.
Chew quieter.
And now, to the podcast studio.
We are back.
Hello, everybody.
We're missing one. Yeah, we're missing one. He's got his newly pedicured feet in the sand in Hawaii somewhere.
I have a standing on that. Guys, get that done. There's got to be something wrong with him.
Well, it's Armando, so yeah,
well,
there is something wrong with him.
That's Armando. Everything's... What's right with that man?
He won't eat javelina. He gets pedicures. There's definitely something wrong with him.
I've pretty much hung shit on him ever since I've known him for getting that done. He's probably used to it by now.
He keeps telling me that I need to do it, and I'm just like, I don't know.
I can't have anyone else cut my nails or touch my feet, so that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
It's like you get a filing on my nails. Is like that's like the most torturous thing you can do to me is like fingernails on a chalkboard. Nope, can't do it.
And it's not like I have horrible feet. I've always just taken care of my feet anyway. So,
well, Justine says I have baby feet, so I never wear flip flops. I don't walk around the house barefoot, so I've always got socks and shoes on. So I've got the softest feet.
So let's go ahead and start this. We'll do something that we do. So there's another podcast that I produce. Mm-hmm. It's called the Beers and BS podcast. So if you guys are listening, want to check it out, feel free to check it out. I chime in quite a bit on there to, just put my 2 cents on a lot of topics. But the way they start their podcast is they talk about what they're drinking tonight. And I know you just brought out a new bottle. So go ahead and tell us what you're drinking.
Well, so I don't drink by myself. So Justine doesn't drink. So I have a lot of alcohol in bottles in my cupboard. And I'm like, well, I'm not by myself, really. I have you on the other side of the screen. So I thought I'd make myself a drink.
Nice.
Typically I'm a Scotch whiskey kind of guy, but I went on a AMG rally about 2 years ago. It might be 3 years ago. No. Yeah, I can't remember when it was. It was in 2022, so it's probably 4 years ago. And they gave out a bottle of whiskey for every participant. And here it is here. It's called the Tour Deluxe Rally to Hell and Back. So it was all some nice mountain roads. And this is it here. So it's 80 proof. It's got a bit of kick to it.
Nice.
I haven't experienced the kick yet. I've had 2 glasses of it, and I'm still pretty sober. So I don't know if it's like water or what. But I actually don't know where it's from, but it's produced by the Moonshine Mine Distillery. Oh, it's in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
On Pennsylvania straight bourbon whiskey it is. So it's only aged minimum 2 years, so I don't know how good that's going to be.
Yeah, it won't be the best. No. I think minimum for the good stuff is about 8 years.
Yes. So it's the first legal distillery in the Cambria County of Pennsylvania.
Nice.
So if you're in the area, check it out.
I am drinking something local from Yazoo Brewing Company in Nashville. This is called Gerst Ember Ale. And it's got a little bit of a citrus tone to it. It's pretty good, actually. I bought a 12-pack of it last night.
Can you just hold that up again? I'm pretty sure I just smelt it. Is it very yeasty? Because I just got a whiff of yeast.
No, it's not bad at all.
Okay.
It is definitely a microbrew, but it's not bad at all. It's pretty good.
It's not bad. I have to put Coke in it because it's pretty warm. I just finished work, so I was like rushed to the podcast, so I get a bit, worked up. I need something cool, so I had to put Coke with it so I can drink it fast.
Nothing wrong with that.
So it could get interesting in the next 40 minutes.
Yeah. So I don't know if you've heard, but Matt Loxley had turned me on to a drink, whiskey and Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, I used to drink Dr. Pepper with Johnny Walker.
Okay.
Because most places we went to didn't have Coke Zero. So I'm like, well, Dr. Pepper it is.
Yeah.
But then I'd drink rum so Larry McRae turned me on to Dr. Pepper and Captain Morgan.
Mm.
So I was drinking that for a little bit.
So for the longest time, back in the early 2000s, I used to make a drink called Camouflage, and I would mix
I think I've heard of this
lemonade.
one.
I would mix lemonade with Bacardi Limon,
Mm.
and you would drink it and not taste any rum at all. Next thing you know, you're just
You're on the
the
floor.
bottle's gone, and you're taking your clothes off for no damn reason.
Yeah. I don't think I've had a drink do that to me yet. Want me to take my clothes off? Can't say that's happened.
Let's get you drunk.
It's probably never going to happen because I get sleepy more than I get wild on alcohol. So, but anyway, what are we talking about today, Gabe? What have we got on today?
Well, it's summer now. Well, we're getting into it. Summer officially starts in a couple weeks, but
Yes,
they consider Memorial Day the official kickoff to summer. And grilling season is here.
Yes, I have to season my grill again.
So I was wondering, because this came up on a Facebook chat in a local group. I just happened to notice it. They were talking about corn on the cob.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
how do you eat your corn on the cob? Do you take a knife and cut off the actual niblets, or do you leave it on the cob and typewriter it?
No, that's like too much work. You know, so we were talking about this the other day at the table. So some of the kids will cut it. Brooke will eat it off the cob, and I'm like, that's like more work. It gets stuck in your teeth, and I'm like, yeah, no. I always cut my corn because you can get spoonfuls of it, and you're not just like. It's like eating. It's like eating crawfish. I know why people boil so much crawfish is because you're doing so much to eat it that you don't get not hungry. You're not filling yourself up because you're constantly moving,
working,
doing stuff. You're working. You just worked off the shrimp. You're just eating.
Yeah,
it's too much hard work.
I do the typewriter thing. I douse it with butter, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and I like how the butter just gets into the crevices of the corn, and it just savors. It's more savory that way, I think.
Okay, each to their own. It's like popcorn. I don't eat popcorn because it gets stuck in my teeth, so I don't eat it.
I love popcorn.
I love it too, but it's like it's very hit and miss. We go to the movies. I'm like, you know what? I'll probably have some popcorn. I know I'm going to hate it at the end of it, but you just can't stop eating it. And then,
do you prefer more butter than salt, or more salt than butter?
You know what? I haven't had a lot of salted popcorn here. It's more buttery here.
Okay.
So
have you had caramel corn?
Yes, I have. And I'm the only one that eats it. Kettle corn? Oh, yeah. I got turned onto that like 6 years ago coming here. John Schaefer's wife got me on the kettle corn.
Kettle corn is awesome.
Yes. So she used to get the packets and just put them in the microwave. And she's like, this is the best thing ever. And I'm like, whatever. It's popcorn. Popcorn's popcorn. No, not this popcorn. I can't remember the brand name of it. I think it's got an old lady on it.
An old lady or an old man? If it's an old man, it's Orville Redenbacher.
That's the one. Yes. Old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They used to have Jiffy Pop. Did you ever have Jiffy Pop in Australia?
No.
So Jiffy Pop was a little tin, and it had a handle on it, and it was specifically to make on a fire or on stovetop. And you place it directly onto the heat, and you just shake it back and forth, and eventually this foil top would balloon and expand, and the popcorn would just come out of it that way.
Damn, man. Do they still have it these days?
They still have it, yeah.
I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah, Jiffy Pop.
Yeah, the kids will get a kick out of that.
They will. It's fun. I mean, I still do it, and I'm like, well, look at it. Look at it grow.
They always want to play fire.
Yeah.
It's like Kinley's like, can we have a fire in the backyard? And I'm like, you know how small the backyard is and we're in a neighborhood? Probably not a good thing.
No. But you can do it on the stovetop. If you have like I
got gas.
One of those quick burn, like camping torches. Use one of those.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that up.
Yeah. It's fun stuff. But yeah, caramel corn too caramel corn I can eat for snacks all the time.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a caramel freak.
So like Cracker Jack or what's that other one that comes in the yellow box? I forget the name of it. But
Are we talking about popcorn still?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
But it comes with little peanuts in it also, kind of like
Ugh.
Cracker Jacks.
You can keep peanuts.
I love peanuts too.
So peanut butter's like my Vegemite.
Oh, really?
I love Vegemite, hate peanut butter. You guys hate Vegemite, love peanut butter.
What is Vegemite?
You've never had... Surely you've had Vegemite by now.
No, I've only heard of it.
Oh,
I've never
God.
had it.
So Vegemite is a spread we put on toast or a sandwich or steak. It's a spread. So it's like jam you put on a sandwich. You just spread it on. It's thick. It smells like Vegemite. It's very yeasty. So it's made from yeast. And I'm pretty sure that if you eat Vegemite every day, you don't get sick.
What's it made from?
Yeast. It's a
Just
yeast. It's a yeast extract. So
I'm gonna
Kraft.
get sick. That just doesn't sound good.
Well, you know what? I haven't. So I grew up on it as a kid, and I was never sick. Like I had oh my God, I had Vegemite sandwiches for school lunches all the time. I used to go like, "Fuck, mum!" Like I wouldn't say that to her, but like when I left the door and looked what I had for lunch, I was like, "Fuck, Vegemite sandwiches again!" Like, God, you couldn't put jam on it or something. But yeah, dude, I still have it to this day. I got a big jar in here, and I've worked out it does actually go off because it takes me a while to get through it because I'm by myself and I don't necessarily have it every day. But it's a very salty kind of taste. It's an acquired taste. Some Americans like it. Some Americans like, yeah, I could get it in my mouth and they're I'm trying to scrape it off their face. But
is it bitter?
No,
or is it sweet?
No, it's neither.
Oh God.
It's hard to describe what it tastes like. Probably everyone watching right now is probably going, nope, not that shit.
It tastes like spoilers.
Yeah, I did a big taste test when it was in
Tastes
St.
like
George.
real meat.
Remember in St. George, and I had everyone like, ugh. There was only probably 2 or 3 people who liked it. So,
do you douse it with anything except jam or like maybe honey or?
No, you don't really add it to anything else. It does taste all right with jam. Like strawberry jam every now and then, like just a little bit of it. It might like be leftovers on the spoon, on the knife when you put the Vegemite on from the jam jar. It's good with cheese.
I'm gonna have to get some just to try it.
It's expensive, dude. Like, it comes from Australia.
Oh,
that stuff's
fuck.
Never imported.
Never mind then. I'm gonna pay a VAT tax.
Next time I come up, I'll bring some up with me.
So I also see you're wearing a new shirt.
Yeah. Well, this is not new. Oh, this is not new. I've had this shirt for probably a year, I'd say. It's Trump 2024. Justine bought it for me. Because I'm a Trump fan. I am a fan of the man. I've read all his books. He's a good businessman. So why wouldn't you want to read about him? And then when he got into politics, there's only one reason why he got into politics, because he thought the country needed it.
Right.
Which it did, still does. He needs to hurry up and come back. But yeah, so I didn't like some of his tweets that he put on, but he's a straight shooter. And most people who know me, I'm pretty much a straight shooter too. So you know where you stand. If I don't like you, I don't talk to you. I don't hang shit on you. You're just off to the side and that's it. So that's what I like about the man. And what else can I say? Yeah.
So there was recently, I don't know if you heard about this or saw it, but he was at the most recent UFC fight.
Mm-hmm. The crowd went nuts.
He walked in and people were just screaming.
Yeah.
UFC CEO Dana White, Donald Trump is in the building, and the former president getting a standing ovation from the assembled masses here at UFC.
Standing ovation.
Yeah, you can't fake crowd hype. You just can't. And I'm pretty sure there's no applause button somewhere screen
No.
saying clap and
No.
And most middle class people attend these fights, so
Yeah.
that's the middle class pretty much standing
Like-
out there right now.
You look behind him, you don't see one middle finger. You don't
Nope.
see really anyone like pissed off or anything.
No, everybody's happy to see him.
Yeah.
Former President Trump would be in the building for UFC 302.
Yep, everybody's happy to see him, and including the guy who won the fight, jumped the cage to go and shake his hand
Yep.
to hurry up and come back.
Yep.
So I don't know. It's pretty crazy. If you don't watch the mainstream media, you actually see what is actually going on in the masses, and it's still yet to see a Biden flag somewhere,
Yeah.
Or
I've
just
not
even-
seen one.
even a little billboard in someone's house. You just don't see it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, the reason why I bring up your shirt is because I had to do something recently that I haven't done in almost 9 years.
Mm.
I bought some new shirts.
Ooh.
And the reason is because the very first Craw 5280 shirt that I had made is starting to fall apart. It's that old, it's that worn, it's that used.
Yep.
And-
yep.
And since I really haven't done much with sponsors in the last 4 years, I haven't got any swag from any sponsors in a long time.
Mhm.
And I need some new clothes.
But do you hang on? I want to stop you right there for a second. Do you have a rock crawler T-shirt?
No, because Rockcrawler never sent me a t-shirt.
I'm still waiting for mine. Just so you know.
I made my own. I literally had to print my own Rockcrawler t-shirt.
Yeah. Every time I see Jeremy, he's like, "Damn, dude, I don't have any in your size. All the large and extra larges are gone." I said, "I know."
Yeah, I'd ask him for a 2X, and he'd be like, "Dude, I don't have a 2X. Are you really a 2X?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a 2X."
Yeah.
If I wear an extra large because of my shoulders, like the shirt just rides to like my midsection.
Yes. You got big shoulders.
Yeah. So,
So what shirts did you get?
So there's a company called Fresh Cling Tees.
Mhm.
They're just blank shirts, solid color shirts, but they're soft. They're like a mixture of 50% cotton, like 50% poly or something like that. So they're
you
really
sweat your
soft.
ass in it.
Yeah, they don't shrink. They're pre-shrunk already.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
what you get is what you get. They're going to be that length the entire time. And I conceal carry. So I like a longer shirt so I can hide my gun.
Correct. Yeah.
And sometimes I wear my gun on the outside of my waistband. So that's even more reason to have it longer.
I'd like to conceal carry too, but I can't.
Not yet, or
Nah, because my 338 Lapua is too big to conceal. I just haven't found the right type of holster for it yet. And I think it's probably a little bit too big to conceal. Don't ask me
What do
what it
you
is, Gabe. Don't ask me what it is. I don't know.
the pistol, you mean?
I don't know. I just bought it. Look good, bought it. It's German, I think.
German. So it's not a Glock. It's
I
not
think it's a PSK or something.
Heckler and Koch.
PKS? I don't know what it is. I have no
PKS.
clue. It's a 9mm. It's it's about this big. It shoots. That's all it needs to do. Just goes bang.
Well, there's a little bit more to it than what you need for concealed carry.
Well, yeah.
And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
If the barrel is too long, it's going to be very uncomfortable.
It is.
So right around the 3.5 to 4 inch barrel length is probably ideal. Also, if you're going to have something that's more than 15 rounds, if it's a double stack magazine,
Single.
single stack. So it's probably a full palm size, right?
Yeah, it's the size of my hand, but it's not a comfortable gun to like. I like it in the front. I don't like it in the back.
Mm-hmm. You shouldn't carry one in your back anyway. It's
Yeah.
either got to be
Either on my side,
3
it doesn't
o'clock, or
feel nice.
from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock is the best position.
Yeah, and it just when I sit down, it just doesn't. It's not good.
Yeah, it's probably too long.
So I got to buy a smaller gun.
You should look at a Glock 19.
Maybe. Justine's got a smaller gun. I bought her a smaller one.
I would stay away from Springfield.
Yeah. They're good at making rifles. That's about it.
Yeah. I would also stay away from probably Sig Sauer.
Never heard of that one.
Sig is...
Oh, Sig. You're talking about Sig?
Yeah.
Damn accent.
So SIGs are pretty good. It's just there's been issues with them being dropped and then having to fire it, having them go off.
Yeah, no, don't want to do that.
So depending on the model you buy, it might not have had the safety recall done on it. There's still some people that still report even after the safety recall, they still get dropped and still go bang. So
yeah, I can't say I've ever dropped a gun for that simple reason.
I've never dropped one of mine either, but for any reason that something was to happen where either just my holster comes off my belt or it comes out of my holster or something, who knows what the scenario might be. I just don't want it to have an accidental discharge.
No, we don't want a desk pop.
A desk pop?
Yeah, you've never done a desk pop before?
No.
You haven't seen that movie, have you?
Which one?
You haven't done a desk pop? It's got Mark Wahlberg and what's his name? I can't forget his name. It's two cops. He was in
Will Ferrell?
Yes.
I know which movie you're talking about. I don't know the name of it though.
Yeah, he does a desk pop. Like they tell him, dude, you've never done a desk pop before? He's like, no. He said, dude, you got to do it. You got to do it. And they're like, I've never done it before. He goes, just do it. So he goes, bang. Either he shoots it down or he shoots it up and it goes through the captain's office. So,
oh fuck,
yeah. So it's pretty funny.
Yeah. So I've talked about it before that I have a Shadow Systems, and it's what they call a Glock clone.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a variant of the Glock. It's pretty much the same frame style. It just has a different, a few different things to it that is not Glock. It's a matter of preference.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say carrying a Glock is a very good, safe bet.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that.
You'll like it.
It's been a while since I bought a gun.
Mm-hmm.
3 years.
That's too long.
It's time for a gun, Gabe. It's time for a gun.
Let's go gun shopping. Let's go shoot it.
Yeah, we need to get some silencers, some depressors. That's what I have next.
So I have some. I have one right here.
Yeah, I want to get one. I've got to organize and try and work out how to get it. I found the stores. I've just got to get in there and get it sorted out because I'd love to put one on that 338. Like that's a loud ass gun.
Yeah,
and for it to go like that would be insane.
Yeah, they're definitely fun.
I think I told you about that thing. When I shoot that thing at the range, everyone's like, "What was that?
Who was that? What was that? And who was that?"
Yes, there's an Australian down there with a gun. And everyone runs because they know we don't have guns down there, so I might not know what I'm doing. Everyone bolts. I've got the whole range to myself.
That would be nice.
Yes.
But I think I told you about the time when I just got my first suppressor for my 300 Blackout, and I went outside to shoot it.
Yes, like we won't say where you shot that, Gabe.
I won't say where I shot it, but I shot it at a retention pond, and it was the ricochet off of the rock that was in the retention pond was louder than the actual shot from the rifle, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
No.
But when shit turns to shit, we'll be good.
Yeah. So speaking of Trump, there was something also I wanted to show you. I'm calling it the meme of the day.
Okay.
And if for anyone that's listening and can't view this is from the Umbrella, the Netflix show, the Umbrella Company, or what was it called? The Umbrella Corp or something.
I haven't seen that show.
So
all these shows you watch, Gabe. I don't know where you get all this spare time.
Yeah, neither do I.
Well, we know where it comes from.
So it's describing liberals wearing a Trump mugshot T-shirt. Conservatives, yeah.
I can't even read it. There we go. Oh, I saw this one.
Liberals wearing a Trump mugshot T-shirt. Conservatives also wearing a Trump mugshot T-shirt. And it's the scene where they're driving past each other, looking at each other like, ooh, what the fuck?
Yes, I like that one.
It is kind of weird right now that everyone is wearing that t-shirt or sharing that meme, and everyone, there's the two different sides are either like, yes, or fuck him.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But either way, everyone's sharing the same fucking thing.
Yes. And like right now, all the felon t-shirts are coming out. I vote for a felon.
Yeah. I'm still voting for Trump.
Well, like I said, if I could vote, I'll be voting Trump, like straight up. The funny thing is, with all these court cases right now, I think Trump's going to have the last laugh, because if they can turn back time and bring it fast forward to today and trial him for something that's happened years and years ago, being an ex-president, it opens up the floodgates for every other president before him. Right. So Obama, Clinton, with all the stuff that he did, I think he either paid off a prostitute or a stripper. Yeah, it was the whole Monica Lewinsky thing. Yep, Paula Jones. The whole Lewinsky thing. It's like, dude, like that is far more worse than what Trump has done, and it literally got pushed underneath the carpet, and we've all forgotten about it. I mean, no pun intended, but these are trumped up charges. They had to change the law in New York. Yes, from a misdemeanor to a felon. To charge them for these things. Yep. And even on top of that, the judge told the jury, you don't have to come to a unanimous decision on this. Correct. Which is very unorthodox. Extremely unorthodox. And to put off too that the judge wasn't even on rotation. Right. To get this court case. And he has 5 other court cases that are Trump's court cases apparently just given to him. Like, these are supposed to be random court cases given out to, I think it was 25 judges on rotation. And they all get, like, you know, they're all in a barrel and like, oh, we got Trump number 1 case and let's pull a name out of the hat and, oh, Suzanne, you get this one. No, the same judge 5 times has collected Trump cases. It's never heard of before. Yeah. Like, this is a first. Yeah. So his case in Georgia, it's put on the back burner. I don't know if you saw this today or not, yes, but it was just announced. Yep. The Fannie Willis case, they're basically saying, no, we're not going forward with this until this shit with Fannie is resolved. Well, the governor of Georgia just signed a executive order. I think that's what they do in state still. That any, what is she? Is she a she's a state prosecution? She's a DA, a Fulton County DA. Yeah. So if they don't do their job properly, the government can now fire them. Oh, good. So that's in law now. So nice. They're chasing after her now. I thought the governor down there, I can't remember his name, even though I was living there a year ago. He Governor Vegemite. I thought he was a rhino. A lot of them are. But, you know, he's starting to come around because I think he knows there's so much evidence back in what Trump was saying now that he has to come up and be above it all, or he's going to be out of a job. And then, you know, I was watching Senator, I think it's Green. She's from Georgia. She's the woman with the blonde hair that goes crazy all the time. Marjorie Green. I actually met her 2 years ago and we had a good chat for like an hour. And she said to me, man, you should be you should come and join the Senate, like run, because you sound just like an American patriot and you'd be good. And I said, well, give me a couple of years when I become naturalized and we'll see what happens. But she found out, and she was carrying on at in the session the other night, about the judge's daughter profiting something like $7 or $9 million in proceeds off the Trump case. That's a conflict of interest. Yep, absolutely is. So there's just so much going around that, you know, people like, that's the reason, half the reason why they want to ban TikTok, because that's how we all talk. YouTube censors a lot of things. Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of thing. So we can't talk to each other. Whereas now people are seeing it and looking and investigating themselves. They're being like a journalist should be from mainstream media. Is going in and being investigative and finding out the answers, and then leaving it up to us to go, yeah, I believe it or I don't believe it.
Right.
Right now, they're just telling you a narrative for you to believe it and don't believe anything else you hear.
Right.
So it's
the only problem that I see right now is that the algorithms are pushing narratives depending on, of course, the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
So I noticed that when I'm interested in this one specific political topic, like guns, I will get nothing but pro-gun stuff on my YouTube feed, or any other feed that I'm on. And it's not that I don't mind it; it's just that I do want to see varying opinions on it.
Well, that's
not
how
just
we learn.
The pro stuff.
Yep, that's how we learn, because you get to see where everyone stands.
Yeah. I also want to see how stupid these other people sound. You don't need guns.
Well, okay, you're talking to someone that came from a country that took all their guns away.
Yeah.
What are you going to fight? The reason you are the Second Amendment exists is so you can fight against a tyrannical government.
Correct.
If you don't have a gun, the government has guns. What are you going to use? A stick, a stone, a knife? You don't take those to a gunfight.
Right.
You are going to lose.
Right.
So the only way to keep a government in check is have an armed public population. Hence America.
Otherwise, we're a third world country and we're throwing stones like they do in the Middle East.
Correct.
To people that have guns.
Mm-hmm.
Who's ever won that battle?
The government.
Right.
So, going back to when I was 19, the reason they banned the guns was because there was a mass shooting in Tasmania. I think it was called Arthur's. Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. It was an old jail in Tasmania. And I actually worked with a guy that was actually there. And he had his friend in front of him who got shot in the head, and he got bone shrapnel from his mate embedded into his. That was the cause of everyone, hand your guns over, we'll pay you for your guns. And everyone's like, oh yeah, we can't have another mass shooting. Here, take my gun. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, you're giving all your guns away. Pistols were always, you could never really carry a pistol. It always had to be in a lockbox, ammunition in a separate lockbox, and you had to be part of a gun club. But a rifle, you could carry that down on your shoulder and walk down the main street in Melbourne in the city. And everyone would be like, oh, like it's an everyday occurrence. It's like, whatever. As soon as they took these guns away, I knew the country was going to change overnight. And it did. Everything they put in place was, they weren't scared to change something, because now what are you going to do? You're going to take to the streets and riot? We're not a riot population. We just go out and protest.
What kind of political system do they have there?
They got it's called the Labor and Democrats, liberals.
So is it a democracy?
We have a prime minister and all that kind of stuff.
So the difference between a democracy and a republic like we have. A democracy is there is a vote, and the majority of the vote of the government is pretty much saying this is how it's going to be, no matter what.
Yep.
Is that how that is there?
That's how it is here.
No, that's not how it is here. But
no, but there in Australia, yes. That's
okay,
here.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was just crazy, and I just thought, you know what, it's just going to get worse, because China is not far from us, and they already have communism. It's not far for it to float across the airwaves to get to Australia, and we're just going to live just like they are. And COVID was the tipping point that I saw of that tyrannical government, that you can't leave your house to take out your trash to the front of your house after 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Okay, but I can take it at 6 o'clock. I just can't take it at 9 o'clock. What's the difference?
Yeah.
So
It's
everyone
fucking
was
stupid.
inside at 9 o'clock. So am I at a concentration camp, or am I living, in a democracy? And then when you go and protest, you get hit with rubber bullets, which has never ever happened in Australia. The police have never ever turned on its public ever until COVID.
Wasn't there a tipping point during COVID when I think it was the union workers there that they started to fight in the street with authorities?
Yeah, so it wasn't just union workers; it was everybody, and they marched down the main street, which is Elizabeth Street, to the Shrine of Remembrance, which is a big military remembrance thing for Vietnam and World War One and all this kind of thing. It's pretty big in Melbourne, and they all went down there because that's where most of the protest ends up, because it's a big park area.
Mm-hmm.
They marched onto the shrine. They were sitting on the shrine, and then the police literally told them to all leave. They wouldn't leave. No one was being violent. And then all of a sudden, they circled around, tried to break the group up to separate them. Because again, you separate the group in smaller numbers, they're easier to conquer. So they tried to break the group up, didn't work. So then they started firing rubber bullets. Well, once rubber bullets start flying, everyone starts running.
Yeah.
And they were just rounding them up and arresting them and doing whatever else. Well, they were peacefully protesting. They weren't being violent. And if there were some violent ones there, get rid of them. But they turned on the entire crowd. And I was never, I was so angry at seeing that. I was glad I was living here, because if I was living there, I can guarantee you I would have been in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Because that stuff I don't put up with. It's just not right.
So we'll get back to the COVID thing in a second, because there's a lot of stuff recently that's going on that we need to share. But recently, the FBI released some stats on background checks for gun ownership. And so far, we have year to date 11 million, over 11 million. Let's just say that, because the numbers are easier to say. Over 11 million background checks for gun ownership year to date.
Correct.
There was over 2,500,000 just in the month of May.
Correct. So if that doesn't tell you something happening, that's a population of, I want to get a gun.
Yeah.
That they maybe, who knows how many extra people want another gun to new gun owners, but that's enough to go, you know what, something's brewing.
Mm-hmm. And these are just people that can afford the guns.
Yeah.
There's probably more people that want to buy a gun but can't afford it.
Correct. Well, another thing is too, how do we know how many border crossing people are doing the same thing, is trying to get a gun license and give it a shot? They literally walk into a gun store and go, "Yeah, I want to buy a gun."
So as a migrant, what's the process for someone like you to purchase a gun?
The quickest way I can get a gun is as soon as... So the only way I can get a gun, being a migrant, is to have a driver's license. To get a driver's license, I need to have a visa, like a green card. Then I can only get an American driver's license. Once you get an American driver's license, you can go get a gun. That little piece of plastic literally turned up in my mailbox, and 20 minutes later, I was at the gun shop. So I was like, hell yeah, let me go get a gun. And then I messed up one question and had to wait 36 hours to get it, which sucked. But the questions is pretty hard. They ask a lot of the same question about 3 to 4 times to catch you out, to see if you're lying. Right. It's not straightforward as what people think. I was actually sweating doing it because I didn't want to get it wrong. And I still
do it. I still look at it 3 or 4 times before I hand it over, just to make sure.
Yeah, well,
because getting rejected it takes longer.
Yeah, well, I look at rejection as like an alarm going off, like they're going to come and get me any second because I filled it out wrong. Like, does this guy need a gun? Like, let's go round him up. So it's for what people say it's easy to get a gun. It's not, unless for the common person, it's hard to get a gun. For a criminal to get a gun, if I want to go get a gun tomorrow, I'd go down to the worst friggin' neighborhood in Huntsville, and I'm pretty sure I could get 3 or 4.
Yeah.
It's if you do anything bad, you're going to find whatever you need. So that's all the way it's going to be.
Yeah. So now back to the COVID thing. Recently, Anthony Fauci was found that he'd lied and made up a bunch of the COVID rules.
Yeah.
He admitted basically admitted that the 6-foot distancing rule he made up. That you have to wear masks because it's going to help. That was made up. Yeah. And not only that,
kids don't need to go to school. Made up.
Yep. And not only that, but he authorized the funding for Wuhan labs.
Yes, he funded. It's now come out that even though he has said time and time again, I never funded gain of function. It's come out now. And again, we go back 2 to 3 years. What were we called? Conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
The truth is coming out now, so it makes us not conspiracy theorists anymore. It's actually truth.
Yeah.
Because, we delve deep and look for the truth. We don't just see what it is face value. We actually look for it and research and, look at all of the things the internet can tell us, rather than just listen to a news person that's just getting told what to say to save someone's face.
Conspiracy theories are just undefeated right now. I don't know of any conspiracy theories that have been debunked yet. So
correct.
Here's a video of Jim Jordan grilling Fauci.
Get him, Jim.
And this is great.
On the call.
Well, the call was arranged by Jeremy Farrar. You should ask him.
Okay. Did U.S. tax dollars flow through a grant recipient to the lab in China?
Yes, it did.
I'm sorry. What was?
Did U.S. tax dollars flow through a grant recipient to the lab in China?
Yes, of course. It was a sub-award to the Wuhan Institute.
And who approved that award?
Excuse me?
And who approved that award? What agency approved that award?
National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases.
Your agency approved that, right?
Yes, it did. After.
Did that have anything to do with this downplaying of the lab leak theory?
No.
Nothing to do with it.
Nothing.
What?
There's so many different ones you could have played. It's just like you could sit back here and just watch it and just go, when's this guy going to get locked up?
Here's another one.
When do I get to sue him?
Here's another one that's pretty good, and it's just more grilling, and it's just fantastic shit because he deserves it.
He's my favorite person.
I'm a scientist who uses the scientific method to gain information.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
No, that's not a yes or no answer.
Yes, it's a yes or no.
I don't think it is.
Okay, well, we'll take that as you don't know what you represent.
But
this, as director of the NIH, you did sign off on these so-called scientific experiments. And as a dog lover, I want to tell you this is disgusting and evil, what you signed off on, and these experiments that happened to beagles paid for by the American taxpayer. And I want you to know Americans don't pay their taxes for animals to be tortured like this. So the type of science that you are representing, Mr. Fauci, is abhorrent. You confess that you made up the COVID rules, including 6 feet social distancing and masking of children.
I never said I made anything up.
You admitted that you made it. You made it up.
I didn't say I made it up.
So are you saying this is fake news, Mr. Fauci?
I didn't say I made anything up.
What did you say?
I said that it is not based in science and it just appeared.
This is science. And making up guidelines like 6 feet distancing and masking of children. Do you think that's appropriate? Do the American people deserve to be abused like that, Mr. Fauci? Because you're not doctor. You're Mr. Fauci in my few minutes.
Boom.
No, I don't need your answer. That man does not deserve to have a license. As a matter of fact, it should be revoked, and he belongs in prison.
Don't suspend.
Here you are without your mask, where you got to go and enjoy the game and sit right next to people not following the 6 feet of distancing, not wearing your mask, and everyone else was forced to stay home and stop enjoying life. And your science here, is displayed perfectly in this picture were children Children in school were put in plastic bubbles because of your science, your repulsive, evil science. And let's go back to your very own email. You said earlier you don't use email. Oh, you do. Right here. This is your own email where you said the typical mask you buy in the drugstore is not really effective in keeping out virus. I do not recommend that you wear a mask. This is your email. This is your own words. But yet children all over America were forced to wear masks. Healthy children forced to wear masks, muzzled in their schools. And then they were forced to learn from home because of your so-called science and your medical suggestions, while you and all your cronies get paid from Big Pharma. You know that what this committee should be doing? We should be recommending you to be prosecuted. We should be writing a criminal referral because you should be prosecuted for crimes against humanity. You belong in prison, Dr. Fauci.
Yeah. Lock up Fauci. Lock up Fauci. Lock up Fauci.
So now the Republicans need to grow some balls and actually fucking do it.
Yes. Well, there's only a few, and it's a handful of Republicans that will actually go out and chase this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same few every single time.
Yeah.
So they said, I think it was $700 million that the Institute was paid royalty from the pharmaceutical companies. If that's not corruption, I don't know what is. Why would they be paid from pharmaceutical companies? What do they need payment for? Because they made the damn virus.
Yeah.
Make us a virus, make us a shit ton of money, and we'll give you a kickback.
That's all it is. So there's one more video I want to show you. And this is the funny one. You got to pay attention to the guy over his shoulder, his left shoulder on the right side of your screen.
Is this the guy pulling faces?
Yes.
I actually saw this before it was a thing. Yeah, play it.
This is fucking
Can
hilarious.
you please share with
Yes.
us the nature of the threats you have received since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic?
Yes, there have been
This guy right here.
everything from harassments by emails, texts, letters of myself, my wife,
He's like,
my
oh,
3 daughters.
oh.
There have been credible death threats leading to the arrests of 2 individuals. And credible death threats mean someone who clearly was on their way to kill me. And it's required my having protective services essentially all the time. It is very troublesome to me.
Then he
It
goes
is much
again.
more troublesome because
Aww.
my wife and my 3 daughters.
At these moments, how do you feel?
Who gives a shit how you feel, dude? You destroyed so many damn lives with your made up bullshit. Like, that stuff makes me so damn angry that one person can dictate, and it's a dictate on how people live their lives through a pandemic.
Yeah.
You know, when that first thing came out, I believe SEMA was the spread for America.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know, I had
the super spreader.
Yep, I had 10 guys living in my house when I was in St. George after SEMA to go wheel, and they all came down with it, bar me. I was like, you know, what's that word called? Ground zero at my house in damn St. George. I had all these diseased people, and I thought, you know, it's the monkeypox. It's like, what the hell's going on? I have to get Mr. Hoffman out there to start taking their blood to try and get a cure. But, you know, to this day, I haven't caught it. I've tried to catch it. I've turned it into a game to try and catch this damn COVID thing. And I'm sorry if it's, you know, if it's taking people's lives and whatever else. I didn't take it to like a game as like it's fun. Whoever had it, I looked after him and never caught it. So it's just like, to me, it's like, I can't get this thing. But to change people's lives on how they react to a disease takes your freedom away. That's why you have freedom. It's up to you to decide if you want to put yourself in that situation or not told by someone that you must stay home, you must wear a mask. And live your life how one person tells you through no science at all. It was just made up.
So just like you, all through COVID, I traveled. I flew.
Me too.
I think I was in probably 12 different cities just in 1 year. And I remember going through, I think it was Chicago or Las Vegas. I can't remember. But I had a layover at one of these two cities. I can't remember which one it was. But it was a evening flight. I'm trying to get some food down my throat because I was starving. I pull up to one of these places in the airport, and I pulled my mask down around my neck. The lady says, "Sorry, I can't serve you because you're not wearing a mask." I said, "Oh." So I put the mask on my face, and she's like, "I'm sorry, but you just because you put the mask on doesn't mean I can serve you now. You're now spreading your whatever it might be to the air." I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yep.
You're not going to serve me because of 1 second of. So if I was to eat this right in front of you, would that be different? She says, "Yes, because you have to eat." I said, "You need to make it make sense."
Yes.
And she's like, "I'm sorry, but these are the rules." I was like, "You know what? Fuck you and fuck your rules."
Yes. Yep. Well, it's just like eating at a restaurant. If we're all supposed to be 6 feet away and have a mask, what does the disease turn around and go, "Oh, you're in a booth at Waffle House. You don't need the mask because I'm not going to go anywhere because
time out.
It's like, I'm going to have a rest because you're hungry and you're sitting right beside somebody. I'm not going to infect them because you need to eat." I'm like, how stupid are you people? And I was blown away because I ate a lot of Waffle House during COVID. I love Waffle House, and people who know me, like when we catch up, are like, "Hey man, we're going to Waffle House." I'm like, hell yeah. They had shower curtains.
Oh God.
Around their booth. So you'd get in the shower, like you go into the booth and you'd pull the shower curtain around while you're in the booth. And I'm just like, where the fuck am I right now? Like, this is stupid. Like, it's not airborne. Like, it's not floating in the air that when you walk past, it's just going to go in your lung. It's just not that kind of thing.
Or when you're in the shopping in the grocery store and they had the stupid fucking arrows, you could only walk down this aisle that way.
Yes.
It's like, yes, because COVID knows if you walk the other direction, it can't get you. Stupid motherfuckers.
Yeah, so I had a massive argument. Look, I was so pro COVID. It was, well, so, just pro against the rules. Like, I'm going to break every COVID rule there is because it's bullshit. Because I'm very freedom, person. You're not going to tell me what I can and can't do. Like, I'll follow the laws. These aren't a law. It's a recommendation.
Right.
Not a law. And one of the grocery stores I used to go to all the time in St. George put those damn arrows down. I used to go down the opposite way all the time. And
Me too.
Some of these people would look at me and go, "You're doing the wrong thing. Like, you can't do the wrong thing, but I'm not going to say nothing to you." I had one woman say the wrong thing. She's like, "You can't come down this way. It's one way. Can't you read the floor?" And I'm like, "I'm from Australia. We're backwards. I'm sorry, but I'm going down this way. I'm not going to walk all the way around when I'm halfway to walk all the way around the other way to get something at the very other end. I'm going to walk back the same way I just come."
Yeah.
You can't. It's the rules. It's the rules. I'm like, well, until someone that works here tells me I can't do that, this is the way I'm going to walk.
Yeah.
And so I did it everywhere.
I had the same kind of issue. I went to the grocery store without a mask. They said, "Sorry, but you can't."
Story.
This was in Colorado, so they said you can't come back without a mask. I was like, "Well, fuck, I'm going to show them." So I went home, got my regular mask, went back, got what I needed. Went back home, went online to Amazon. I bought a Spider-Man mask, the full mask, like the one that covers your whole entire head. And I walked into the store the very next time with that mask, and they were like, looking at me like, "I think this guy's going to try to fucking rob us." And I said, "Hey, last time I came in here without a mask, you said don't come in here without a mask. I'm wearing a mask. You didn't say what kind of mask." And I think it was that same day I took a picture of it and I posted it on my Facebook.
So you got to look at this the same thing. What can you not do walking into a bank?
Wear a mask
or a helmet. So you're disguising yourself.
Yep.
Well, thanks COVID, I can just go rob a bank now. You're not going to know who it is now because we all
and
have blue masks on.
And bank robberies were up. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Because you didn't know now. Because people are just walking in with a mask. Like, is that person a robber? Is that person a robber? Is that guy a robber? You just don't know. You can't pick them out anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's stupid. So, funny story. Smoky Mountain Jeep invasion. This guy nearly got kicked out. I am not. So I have done so many shows across the US and I've not wore a mask. So many. Smoky Mountain, like literally was Hitler at a show.
Really?
They had one woman running around. You were there. You don't remember the blonde, short?
I wasn't there for the COVID.
Yeah, you
years.
were. You were there for one of the COVID years.
No, I was there in 2022.
I'm pretty sure
No,
that was
21.
still COVID.
It was 21.
That was still COVID.
I didn't have any problems then. I didn't have a mask or anything.
Well, maybe you just blended into the background. I don't know.
They're like, oh, he's Mexican. He's one of the workers. Hey, fucker, go empty that trash can over there. It's full.
Because I'm pretty sure you were at Elevated Off-Road with and Artec Industries and all that there. So anyway, every time I can't talk through a mask, I would lose my voice. And being at a show, I talk the entire time I'm at the show because I just don't stop. And it doesn't help with my accent because everyone wants to talk to me, and instead of a conversation being 30 seconds, it'll be 5 minutes. Oh, everything in Australia wants to kill you. No, it doesn't. It's this. And it's like, oh, do you know Paul Hogan? Or do you know Crocodile Dundee? Do you know Steve Irwin? I'm like, yeah, dude, he was my next door neighbor. Like, fuck, I got kangaroos in my backyard. Fuck, whatever.
We're best mates.
Yeah. And I would get the sorest voice because I'm breathing through a mask. Now, I had so many different masks. I had BFG masks. I had Crawford 280 masks. And these were just dust masks. Like, yeah, you can wear that. Like, dude, that's not even going to stop. It doesn't stop dust, let alone the fucking COVID virus.
Mm-hmm.
But I can wear it. I'm like, cool, okay, whatever. So I would talk to someone, and I can't. To me, it was like, I can't talk to anybody, so I just have to pull the fucking thing off to talk to people, and I could talk fine. Because they could never understand me. They can't understand me without a fucking mask on, let alone having a mask that muffles my voice so they can't understand what I'm saying. Well, we used to play a game, and I can't remember who was across from me at the other booth. We used to play Spotto, and it was like spot the blonde woman coming and be like, whoop, and a mask would be on. So sometimes I'll be talking to someone, she'll walk past, goes, excuse me, you need to put your mask on. I'm like, I'm sorry, put my mask on. She'd walk off and turn her back. Yeah, so this is what it is, blah, blah, blah. And then she'd turn around. I'm like, well, she had Justin come over and she goes, Chris, if you don't put your mask on, I'm going to have to kick you out because health and safety will come through and they'll close the show down. And I'm like, you know what, Justin, this thing's bullshit. I said, I can't talk and wear a mask. We're all getting sore voice. We're all getting sore throats. Are we going to come to the show tomorrow and because we can't talk, we're just going to mouth the words? And he's like, look, you're the only one doing this. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm watching the whole row do it. Because it was like a game. The person at the very end would go, blonde. And we'd just go, oh. It was like a code word. It's just stupid shit that was just made up. It caused a lot of hassle. And this guy should be in jail for it.
Yes.
To the point, to the kids, they thought wearing a mask was fun. So when the masks could come off, the girls would come home from school and they'd want to take their mask back to school.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like a fashion statement. I said, get that thing off.
Yeah. And
every 5 minutes with hand sanitizer, like, oh, I'm going to catch it. Like they turn the kids into germaphobes.
Right.
Now they are going to get sick because they're not playing in the dirt. They're not eating.
Right.
They're not waiting 5 seconds for that food that they dropped on the ground to pick it up and eat it.
Mm-hmm.
So their immune systems are going to die. They're not going to attack anything because it's not, it's not exposed to it.
Yep.
So much damage being caused. It makes me so damn angry. It's just insane.
Recently, Chris Cuomo was having a debate with, I forget his name, Sam something. He's been on Joe Rogan a few times. And they're debating COVID and ivermectin and that sort of thing. So Chris Cuomo was on CNN multiple times talking about dewormer. I can't believe Joe Rogan is taking dewormer. How stupid is anyone that can state that's taking this shit?
Yep.
So recently, Chris Cuomo was on CNN saying, "Yeah, my doctor prescribed to me ivermectin."
Mm-hmm. But it's not horsewormer.
Well, that's what this guy Sam was saying. He's like, "Hey, you're full of shit. You owe Joe Rogan and everyone else an apology." He's like, "No, I don't."
Yep.
He's like, "You said anyone that takes ivermectin is taking dewormer." He's like, "Well, there's two different versions of it." He's like, "So you think someone's doctor is prescribing them the horse version? Do you really think that?"
The local vet down the road is, or Tractor Supply.
Right.
Because that's the only place you could get it.
So this debate didn't last too long, but it was over before it even fucking started. Cuomo was he got his ass handed to him.
Yeah, I was watching, there was something else about Cuomo, about having his brother on and asking him the softest questions, and they've all come out to be all true, and he's in a shit ton of trouble, and you're just a hypocrite and all this kind of stuff. And now you've been fired from CNN, wherever the hell he was. And now you're out by yourself. And now you're trying to turn the wheels to say you never ever said any of that stuff. So you look good to the public now, which are Republican and people who have, common sense.
Mm-hmm.
That now he's trying to come onto our side of the fence to go, "Oh no, I didn't say any of that stuff." Like, dude, it's called YouTube and the internet and it's all there on Facebook. Like, you can't hide that shit.
No one forgets.
No,
not
now.
days.
Not anymore.
Mm-mm.
Not anymore. I know there's a time machine on Google, but I can't find that thing. I don't even know how to find a dark web. Apparently that's a thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing.
Yeah, I can't find that shit. I'm lucky to email.
Before we go, I wanted to play this clip just because Gay Pride Month just started. Ironically, the same month that Black folks celebrate.
When's it Australia Week in America?
When
do I get a week?
When's straight Pride Month and all that? When's Mexican American celebration month or whatever?
When's White Month? I want to know when White Month is. When's
gays get more celebration days on the calendar. I think there was 100 and something days that they get on the calendar for gay celebration days. Literally.
So I was watching, it's a TikTok guy. I can't remember what he's called. He's gay. He's a Republican. And he literally said, "I wish I could get back in the closet. It's getting ridiculous. Like, I want to climb back in the closet and be a closet gay. No one knew who I was. No one knew I was gay." He goes, A, B, C, D, LBG, LMNQ, so many different variations. It's either you were gay or lesbian. That was it.
Yeah.
Now everyone's out of the damn closet. Like, how big was that damn closet? It's like, I just want to climb back in there.
You've heard? Do you remember the comedian Ralphie May?
No.
Okay, I'm sure once you see this, you'll remember.
I'll probably remember.
I'm just gonna play this, and then we'll end the show after this is done. But this is hilarious, perfect.
Oh, I remember this guy.
Perfect explanation of what's going on these days.
In this town, you can't talk about gay people. Everybody gets all worked up. Stop it. They're sensitive. Why? Because they suck dick? Stop it. Okay, because they suck dick, they get to have a parade and fuck up traffic for 3 days. What the fuck is that? Girls, y'all suck dick. Where's your parade? Right. Where's your parade? And don't get it twisted. I'm not homophobic, okay? I'm just saying, okay, I ain't willing to take a 15-mile detour so little bunny Fufu can walk up and down the street going, yay for dick, I like it in the butt. Now when gas is $2.23 a gallon, fuck you, Bubbles. Go suck dick in your bedroom. I ain't got no problem there. Just get the fuck out of the road. And gay people just take shit that used to be everybody's and make it gay. Remember when you was a kid, you used to draw a picture of your house, you put a nice big rainbow in the sky? Gay. The rainbow. I want the rainbow back. You can't have the rainbow, goddammit. You didn't vote on this shit. I didn't get an email. Fuck you, greedy bastard. How many colors do you need, goddammit? You already got pink, and now you need the whole fucking spectrum? Jesus Christ. And what the fuck does a rainbow have to do with sucking dick anyway? Ain't like it's magically delicious, huh, girl? Right? And if you gay and you're all worked up, well, guess what? It's just a fucking joke. Even though personally I do want the rainbow back, it's just a fucking joke. But if you can take a dick in the ass, you can damn sure take a joke.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
It's perfect. That is perfect.
So I think, well, we're going to close the show up, but I think next week's show is going to be a little interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. If anyone follows me on Facebook, they'll know that I had a couple of posts a while back about Darb Whitfield and how he's being a con artist and just taking money from charities and sponsors for his own benefit.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
and not only that, promising other things and not delivering.
Right. So next week, I've put together, I've compiled some interviews of people that have been in his organization, people that he's made promises to and did not deliver and left them hanging. And two of these people are veterans.
Yes.
And as one veteran put it, this ranks up there with stolen valor.
Yeah. And two, like a lot of the businesses that have come on board being a sponsor have put in a lot of money to support his program. And don't get me wrong, I was one of those people. I went along to, I think, 4 of his events. Loved every second of them. Met some awesome people.
Yep.
Some of those awesome people that participated, as in the public, were promised certain things and still waiting to this day for those promises to come through that they're paid for. Still yet to happen.
Yep.
But as far as we know, the charity has received the money that it was promised.
Finally. After about a year.
But I don't know if it's the whole amount, because I pretty much know how much money was raised, and there should have been a whole lot more money that should have been given.
Yes.
I sat down one day and I worked out some numbers, and I was shocked to go, where'd all the rest of that money go? Like,
that's what everyone wants to know.
Surely it shouldn't take that much to operate that setup.
Right. So he's also been he's reneged on some contracts also for the vendors.
Yep.
Including myself. He had a contract with my company to film season 3 of their one season of their outing, and there was a deadline to pay. He didn't pay. He reneged on his contract. He signed a different company to film the event, and he never paid that company what they're owed either.
No, still to this day.
So, next week is going to be fun. It's going to be interesting.
Yes. Should be fun.
Definitely, there'll definitely be more coming out, and I'm sure once that comes out, people are going to start sharing their stories on social media.
Yeah, we're just starting to dig the first layer, I believe.
Yeah.
But the other thing is too, like, comment down below. Yeah, comment down below, like, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Put in the comments what you like, what you want us to bring up, like talk about. Like, there's certain interests that other people want to listen to. Not typically what me and you like, Gabe. Like day drinking.
Yeah. What are you guys drinking? Or smoking?
Yeah. Just stuff like that. Just shoot me some questions about Australia, and I'll tell you. not everything in Australia wants to bite you. I'm more scared in America, to be honest, than anything in Australia. Just saying.
All right, everyone.
So many
On
bugs
that note.
flying around. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks for listening, and have a safe night. See ya.
Bye-bye.